Works today for a free estimate.
If you are watching us this morning dreaming of what you would love to do with your hall bathroom or wishing you could make your kitchen look completely different, then don't leave the TV, because we are so happy to have Nooga Strong Construction on the show. This is Justin Wolf, Ben Johnson. Welcome to you both.
Hey, thank you. Glad to be here.
You came our way, to be honest with you, on 3+U, the way I'm understanding you get into most people's homes, and that was through word of mouth. We have a coworker here who found you, and she can't quit talking about how great not only the job was, but that you all were to work with.
Yeah, Eugenia was a pleasure to work with as well. She called us, was very skeptical about hiring a construction company. I could tell she had a bad experience in the past, and usually that's our best customer, someone who wants to make sure that everything's going to go smooth and that we're the right people to handle it.
So I would guess that's how it begins with you, right? Somebody either picks up the phone and calls you, or they reach out to you in an email or something like that. And you probably have to be part expert in what you do construction-wise and part psychologist to know how to really guide your new customer to the outcome they want and let them feel secure in what you're advising them.
Absolutely. I come from a more customer service background, and Ben comes from a more of a construction background. He has taught me a lot. I've taught Ben a lot. So between the two of us, we're really good at holding the customer's hand through the whole process.
Okay, so let's talk kind of about what you do, because for people watching and it's kind of a small project, they'd like to have a closet redone maybe or something like that. That might not be what y'all do, Ben. You're more of the big ticket item additions and things.
Yep, we typically are more geared towards a larger, kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel. If there are, a room or two that we can kind of bring into the mix as well, if there's something that they're looking for that we can make that part of the job as well, then we don't have a problem doing that. But we're more focused on the I guess, bigger bathroom kitchen.
So we're talking bathrooms. That's what our friend Eugenia had done at her house. Was she the customer? For Eugenia, we're talking about her, but was she the customer who came to you saying, I know emphatically this is what I want, or did you kind of guide her throughout it?
So Eugenia called us. We were really busy, and she was referred to us by somebody, and she was real to the point and said, look, I have everything picked out. I have everything here ready to go. I just need somebody to come in and do the project. We ended up finishing her project a couple of weeks under the budgeted time, and everything went smooth. She had everything picked out. She knew exactly what she wanted. That was, it was a very easy process. She's meticulous in the way she wants her work done, but we're meticulous in the way that we do work.
And that's kind of good for you too. Better to have someone tell you than try to play guest man.
Absolutely.
I think a big thing with hers, when she did call, she had, like he said, had everything picked out, ready to go. And so from my end, as the project manager, it was easy to be able to schedule and line things up knowing that we had the material and everything in place ready to go. So it made our job a lot easier as well.
Okay, so then there would be people like me who would scratch my head and say, oh, I don't know, I can't choose between this one and this one. That's where your wife comes in, because she would go shopping with me to say, don't look at that one, Julie.
Absolutely.
You're going to be wasting your time.
Yeah, she literally meets customers at the supply houses, at the window manufacturers, the door manufacturers, Sherwin-Williams, or wherever, to pick out paint, to pick out colors, and she is kind of the guiding factor behind what we actually do on site. She'll do a mood board for a customer, or she'll do a light sketch of what needs to be done or what it's going to look like, so the customer can see what they're expecting.
So do people ever talk to you, because I was just talking with you off camera, you can't get a house these days, it's very difficult to find one. A lot of folks are probably continuing to remodel. If you're sitting in your kitchen or whatever and wishing you could maybe do a back porch, is that something y'all would do?
Yeah, large decks, porches, outdoor spaces,
Okay,
absolutely.
So you begin to kind of have some ideas and say, oh, I wish we could do this, but we probably couldn't afford it. Is it better for a customer to come to you and say, okay, Ben and Justin, this is my budget? Or does it help you to know what their dream is first and then figure out how you can make it in their budget?
So I think it depends really on the customer. Some customers, come into the situation and say, look, I have no clue what, construction cost is. I don't know. And So we'll usually have a conversation about the budget, and I can let them know, hey, look, I think we can work somewhere in this range, or, you know, hey, this project is a little more involved than, you know, what that's going to allow.
Honesty.
Absolutely, and very straightforward. But I'll usually have another suggestion. Hey, you know, we can go this route. So yeah, I mean, you know, we work with all different kinds of budgets. I mean, we do $100,000 kitchens and $15,000 kitchens.
So what about, you talk about having the different options and a kind of another alternative. I bet you've had to get a little bit creative this past year because supplies are hard to get, aren't they? So are you using other materials maybe you wouldn't have used so much before?
I think it's more about preparation. I mean, we haven't had an issue getting materials because we're prepared. You know, we schedule the job when we know the materials are going to come in, and we work it throughout. I'm not saying that we don't run into a delay here or there, but they're minimal, and we have other resources and other options to go with.
So am I reading that to say that if somebody called you today and they had we'll go with kitchens again, before you would come in and start chopping up their kitchen where they can't cook for a few months, you get everything you need, then you begin the work, kind of?
Yeah, we get everything squared away. Like, we work with some different cabinet builders in the area. We get on their schedule. They say, hey, look, this is when the cabinets will be ready. We come in a week or 2 weeks prior to that. We do the demolition, we do the prep, the rough in for the electrical and plumbing. If anything's getting moved, we go ahead and make sure that everything's prepped for them to come put their cabinets in. Yeah, we're not leaving people without, you know, with unusable space for long periods of time.
But you are there, depending on the job, a good while, so you get to know people. Ben, you said one thing you pride yourself on, though, is how clean your guys are.
Right. Yeah, so we, at the beginning of the job, once we, typically about a week out or something, me and Justin will go on the site and kind of take a look at it, go over the game plan. And the first thing we do is we come in, put paper down, cover the floors, blankets, and then we do a plastic wall, and that kind of minimizes the dust, keeps it contained, and it makes it easy for us to come in at the end of each day, clean up, and if we need to adjust anything, kind of fix it and keep maintain it.
Does it ever get old seeing the before and after that your creation made? That's got to be the coolest thing.
We still look forward to it. We have a lot of customers who will finish the project, but there's some things they want to do to it, so we'll wait, and a month later or so go back after they've made it the way they want it, and we'll get before and after pictures. We talk to our customers. Most of them are comfortable if we post the project on social media. If anyone follows us on Instagram or Facebook, they can see pretty much all of our projects throughout the process and how we do things.
And it's what everybody wants. Obviously, your job at the end is to make your customer happy.
Absolutely. Right.
But would you advise people to avoid trends and go more with what makes them happy?
So I defer to my wife on almost all design questions.
Are you a politician?
No. But this is the thing. You never know what's going to be in style in 3 or 4 years. Everything comes full circle. So do whatever you want. Whatever you like. We've got 2 bathrooms in one house scheduled up on Signal Mountain, and it's one of the projects I'm most excited about because they're using a lot of colors. Like, my wife is 100% involved, has been through the whole stage of the process, and it's not something that we do. Most people are doing the grays and the whites, and which is popular and it looks great. But, if you're comfortable stepping outside of that, we can still make it beautiful.
And so there again, with her ability to go shopping with you and play off of color, if you have your heart set on purple.
Absolutely.
And she can say, yeah, but here's kind of a good color to tone down that purple to complement.
Absolutely.
She's your friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's begun word of mouth up until now, we're hoping today it's going to begin with a phone call. How far out are y'all booked if people call you?
So right now, I would say about 2 months before we could really get started. But during that time, the estimate takes a week to 10 days, 10 business days, because it's a very detailed estimate. There's no question when you get my estimate what we're going to be doing in your house. It is lined item to a T, and we go over that with the customer prior to. So I would say 2 months or so, given a month to prep, and then get started.
Okay. Right. So anything you want to add before I give them your phone number?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. I think for us, it's we really want to have an enjoyable experience for the customer, and really not have them worry about the mess or what's going to happen to their living space, because that's where they're living. You know, we're in there
Absolutely.
working around where they're living, so we want to keep it, you know, as less of a burden as possible.
All right. Well, I am so glad that word of mouth sent you our way this morning, and you can have them in your home in no time if you'll call Nooga Strong Construction. Their phone number 521-0028. Their website is buildnoogastrong.com, and follow them, like you said, on social media. You can see the beautiful jobs they're doing every day, maybe for somebody you already know. Great to see you.
Thanks so
for
much.
having us.